Hello everyone. With my current policy in mind of rehashing old videos, I've decided to rehash a video I first made in 2014. The video for this machine, which ran for over 40 minutes, 41:14 seconds. I'll try and make it half that length in this video. So I first showed you this, as I said, way back in 2014, using old equipment, no microphone, no lights, just me basically in the raw. So I've improved a little bit since then, so I thought it'd be nice to show you this Karcher, whatever, TSC555 cylinder vacuum cleaner, because this is another one from the collection that has to go. Not everything must go, but a lot must go for my sanity and personal space. So I'm sure it's a nice cleaner, and basically I've not really looked at this since 2014. It's been stuck in its box in storage. So let's hope it works after these years of, well, not neglect. It's been well stored. But it's an unusual machine. It's got the Karcher brand on it, but obviously it's made by probably a Korean company. I can't remember which one. But it's got some unusual features, include a special killing feature. Yes, a touch of one button and all dust mites in the bag are killed in a trice. And we'll demonstrate that later in the video. So without any further ado, let's clear the decks of the tools. I'll focus on the cleaner itself. I'll show you the dust mite killing function, etc. And then we'll put some dirt down and demonstrate this, which in fact is a power nozzle. Yes, a very light, very quiet power nozzle that fits onto this very compact little Karcher. Here's the cleaner itself. We've got a carry handle here, but also we have an additional folding carry handle at point of balance. So it's got a weight to it, but it's not too bad. Very, very compact. We've got an exhaust filter on the back, and looks like I put a Miele air clean filter in here because the original one was probably a bit worn. Yeah, I've put a Miele super air clean filter. I'm going to fit a new filter material in the exhaust when I've finished with the demo, so it's ready for whoever decides to buy it. You'll need to follow me on Facebook if you want to buy this, and hopefully it'll still be available, because often I've already sold the cleaners I'm showing you on my channel because I just really want to get rid of them. So there's the exhaust filter, so it blows out this end. We'll have a look at its bottom, and as you can see, we've got two swivel casters, no sort of parking slot on the back, two wheels. They are branded Karcher, and they've got a nice sort of rubber tyre on them. We've got a wrap round furniture guard to protect the furniture and your cleaner. Let's have a quick look at this rating sticker. I'm not sure if we can date it from this, but if any of you have any ideas when this was produced, please comment below. We've got all sorts of symbols on this rating sticker. The first one, a square within a square, means it's double insulated and does not need earthing. And then we've got DNFIS, the Karcher logo, made in ROK. I think that's Republic of Korea. Karcher TSC555 1.977-811. 230 volts, 50 to 60 hertz. 1150 watts, P max 1400 watts, and then we've got NR 063196, TSC 555 Could this be from 1996? I'm not sure. I've absolutely no idea. I've had this quite a while, and it was like new in the box when I got it, but the person who I bought it from on eBay found it in his shed. And I've got Alfred Karcher GmbH and Co. Blah blah blah. Here's the control panel with automatic cord rewind, the dust mite kill button. We've got a piston style bag check indicator that will fluctuate and turn red when the bag is very full or you have a blockage. Here we have the on off switch for the cleaner, but when it's switched on you control the power and turn it on and off using controls on the handle. Under this flap we have some built-in cleaning tools, including a small dusting brush. You can angle it to clean different areas, but to store it away you've got to turn it back to that position. We've also got quite a short, stubbly little crevice tool that will deal with some of your nooks and crannies, but not all of them, because that's not going to get very deep down the side of your sofa, is it? But it'll help with some of the old dust bunnies that you can't reach. So they fit inside the machine like that. There is a third tool. You've got your upholstery nozzle here with the litter pickers. And this nozzle doesn't store inside the machine, but it does store on board, but on one of the extension ones. Just fits here. Just push it on like that. To keep all the dust and dirt inside the cleaner when storing it without the hose attached, you've got this little handy cover. You need to slide it back to attach the swivel hose, but you need to close it if you're using the dust mite killing feature, which I'll be demonstrating later. But beware, it could get quite gory and graphic. So if you don't want to see microscopic dust mites being obliterated, perhaps you shouldn't watch that part of the video. I'll put a trigger warning up for you just in case. So what else can I show you? Well, we haven't looked at the bag yet, have we? So we open up the bag door, and then we've got a bag holder here, so we can remove the dust bag. And I think this came with paper dust bags, and I've managed to find some Unifit ones that fit various different models, including some Vax machines, a Daewoo, some other obscure cleaners. It's a fairly simple square fitting, so I've got some spare bags to go with this. So here's the bag. I think that there is a little bit of dirt in it, and also an additional layer of filtration. I think it comes out, yes, this sort of basket, filter basket, which I'm not sure if it's washable. I'm not at home, and I've left the instructions at home. I've also forgot to bring my suction gauge, so I'll do a suction gauge test, a sealed suction gauge test of this towards the end of the video. I'll just have to record that when I go home. So there's two layers of filtration, at least the bag, and then this. Oh, a third layer as well, a motor filter, which again, it looks like I've cut something to fit, just a universal filter. Not really sure. Well, it could be the original. No, it looks like I've cut something. So it's easy enough to find a filter material. It's a bit dirty, that. I'll put some new filters in after I've made a demo. So that goes in there. And then the filter basket, like so, and then the bag holder. You can remove the bag. There's a little push button here, a little catch. You need to remove that and then fit a new bag. And then you just slot it in, click it into place, and the bag fits in there. Let's make sure it's in correctly. That's it. Yes. So that's the cleaner. So I've shown you one of the ones with the holder for the upholstery nozzle, and we've also got this bit, which, what is that for? I can't remember. It looks like it's a storage doobry. Can't remember what that's for. It's so long. Oh, it's 2014, folks, since I showed this cleaner. I've discovered what it's for. It is a parking bracket, but the actual slot is on the top of the machine here. So when this is all assembled, this wand will fit there. So this is going to be the lower wand where I can fit the power nozzle. We'll look at that in a bit more detail in a moment. So that's the lower wand, and then we've got the upper wand. So they are current carrying wands, so they've got electrical connectors. You can see two prongs and two holes, and as nature intended, the prongs fit into the holes. Ooh, also a bit squeaky. There we go. Nice tight fit. To release, you press the button. Here's the cleaner end of the hose, again incorporating some electrical connectors that we need to fit. Marry them up to the connectors on the cleaner itself, so it'll only go in a certain way. Let's have a look. I think it's this way. There we are. So that's the hose locked into place. It does swivel. I think it's 360 degrees. Yes, a full swivel on the hose. And the hose is quite short, but again, it carries electrical connectors. And there's this little doobry as well, this clip. I've forgotten all about that clip. That must clip to something. We'll hopefully find out later on. course you can connect the tools, and in fact you can connect the power nozzle directly. So if I want to clean my stairs, and it is quite light compared to, you know, using a big heavy power nozzle on your stairs, that's not bad at all. That's easily doable. In fact, I'm at my mum's house. I might treat her stairs to a bit of Karcher action later. So that will fit on, and of course all the small tools will fit. I believe they will. I don't want to be called a liar, so let's check. Yes, they do. So if that fits directly, so will the other tools that are stored inside the cleaner. So that goes back on there. And here's the handle. And that incorporates the on-off and suction control. So you just slide it forward to switch on and keep moving it forward to increase the suction up to maximum. This little button here switches the brush roll on and off for the power head. And you've got the release button to release the wand or the power head if you're connecting it directly to the handle. And here is the slim lightweight power head that has a 25 watt motor that operates on 230 volts. So we have the brush roll here, and the brush roll is easy to remove. You access it from the top, I'll show you that. Very soft brushes, but I think from what I remember of my first video, it was quite effective. You've got two little wheels at the front, two larger wheels at the back, a bit of a squeegee that's perished a little bit in storage, I'm afraid. It's gone a bit stiff and bits are coming off it, but that will slide out. I'm sure there's something you could get to fit there. I wonder if a Sebo squeegee would fit that actually, from an X7 or X4 upright, but I don't think that's going to affect the performance very much. So to access the brush for cleaning, we've got two little sliders, and then we can remove this piece. Hopefully should come off. There we go, that comes off. Then you can see his little belt there. It is toothed. It's a toothed belt. There are various numbers on it if you need to get a replacement. I'm sure you'll be able to find something, but looks like you'd have to undo some more screws actually if you want to replace the belt. So yeah, you can remove this. I'm not going to do it now, but this will come out. Oh, interestingly, it's got cogs, well, yeah, cogs that side as well as that side. Yeah, so looking at it, you could put it in either way. I don't know why it would make any difference, but yes, if you take it out for cleaning, it doesn't matter which way it goes back in as long as it's seated properly. So that's that. I think that's everything. I think we can now turn on. Hopefully it's going to work. Right, let's switch this lovely little compact Karcher on for the first time in 14 years. With the cleaner plugged in but off at the handle, I'm going to press the mains button on the machine itself. So now, fingers crossed, when I slide the power control forward, we should breathe some life into this old girl. Ooh, she's still got a very new vacuum smell. Doesn't smell of dust at all. It's that new plasticky, electric, motory sort of stench that you could only appreciate from a new vacuum. Right, so it works. Let's check the old power head works as well. Connect it up. We'll also check that the on-off switch works for the power head. So now when I turn on, if that's in the off position, the power head won't rotate until I flick that switch forward. That seems fine and dandy, although I've noticed a little quirk of this machine that I'm not sure I pointed out way back in 2014 when I first unboxed this. I tried to turn the power head on its own, independent of the cleaner, and it doesn't let you. You've got to have the cleaner on with some suction, because if you move the power head on-off button forward, you can see the slide control moving forward at the same time. So that's an unusual little quirk. I'll disconnect the power head from the handle now and connect the wands. Lock them into place. And of course you can just use one wand if you want to. It'll still work with the power head, but obviously you don't want to be stooping too much for carpet and floor cleaning. So I've got both wands. Yes, unfortunately more bits of that squeegee are falling off. Right, let's stand up and give this a push. Well, this Karcher TSC555 picked up all the dirt I put down on this carpet. This powerhead is pretty effective considering how light and quiet it is. It really does gobble up the dirt. It did snowplow a bit, some of the red lentils, but if you go a little bit slower it does pick them up. But I did have to go over a little area again where it pushed the lentils into a line. But you don't often vacuum up a load of lentils off your carpet, not normally anyway. But yeah, it's a really effective nozzle. To finish the video, we'll just take a look at the dust bag. We'll take the hose out and we can remove the bag from the little filter basket. And yeah, that's pretty full now. It's spewing out a bit of dust from the opening. But what we're going to do, in case there's any nasty dust mites that have found a little home inside that bag, we're going to eliminate them now. So If you don't want to see some poor innocent dust mites being obliterated, you may as well turn off now, or just look away. Just look away. You won't see anything, don't worry folks. We'd need a microscope. Right then, let's pop the bag back. So what the dust mite killing function does is raise the temperature of the dust bag compartment, which is supposed to kill any mites. But they might like it, I don't know. So what we do, cleaner's still plugged in, obviously. We have to remove the hose. And to activate the dust mite feature, we have this dedicated dust mite button. So to eliminate any mites in the dust bag, we first need to close the cover and then press the dust mite button. The machine will run for around 3 to 4 minutes, increasing the temperature inside the bag compartment, which is supposed to render the dust mites harmless, which I assume means killing them, but it just says it renders them harmless in the instruction book. So when I press this, the cleaner will switch on. I'll edit the video so we don't get bored with watching this running for 3 to 4 minutes. And then, well, there won't be anything to see, of course. I don't have a microscope, but we'll just assume that any mites inside the machine have been eliminated. Rest in peace, little dust mites. I hope you had a happy life until the Karcher sucked you up and heated you up to such an extent you shuffled off this mortal coil. It's sad, but it is the circle of life, folks. What can I say? At least the dust mites are still safely inside and not being breathed in or being swirled around, getting all dizzy inside a bagless vacuum. But yes, there's nothing to see here, folks. It looks the same. It feels warm. It's nice and warm in there. So they will be warm when they meet their maker, I suppose. Right, so that's it. Let's rewind the cable and then we'll finish this little video on this quite rare vacuum cleaner. So there you go. That's the Karcher TSC555. Just slot the parking bracket into the hole on the back of the machine, so it's now in its storage position, and the hose clips to the back of the handle like so. Okie dokie folks, this is a bit I've inserted since bringing my Karcher home. The sealed suction test. Obviously sealed suction does not quantify how well a vacuum cleaner is going to pick up. The suction is one metric, but of course you need airflow and agitation, and there are other things to consider when choosing a vacuum. But obviously this is an old cleaner, it's just for historical interest. So for historical interest, I'm going to do the old sealed suction. So as a guide, a modern pneumatic Henry will measure 80 on my suction gauge. So let's see what this Karcher does. So this Karcher peaked at around 90 on the suction gauge, 88 to 90, which is pretty good for such a compact little machine. It certainly packs a punch. Apologies for the paint on my nails and hands. I have been decorating this week and I've had paint everywhere, and it'll take a while for it to come off. But that's what I've been doing this week. What have you been doing? Yes, I've been decorating, as well as finishing off a few videos. So that's the insert, a maximum of around 90 on the sealed suction. I hope you've all enjoyed having a second look at this rather unusual Karcher cylinder vacuum cleaner. If you haven't seen my original video from 11 years ago, it is still on my channel, so you're free to check that out if you want to. I'll put a link somewhere in the video or below it. But I'll just warn you, it's very, very long. I do make quite long videos now, but it was 40 odd minutes long. There's a lot of rambling, poor camera work, poor quality filming, no additional lights, poor quality sound. In fact, it's a pretty poor video all round, but if you want to watch it, you know, you're welcome to see it. So hopefully I've improved slightly over 11 years on my channel. I've certainly got better lighting, a better camera, better mic, although yes, I've got more fat on my body and less hair on my head. But never mind, it comes to us all, folks. Don't forget, if you want to own this cleaner, you will have the chance of buying it on my Facebook page. I'll leave a link below. I won't put it up for sale until this video has aired to give you a chance to make me an offer, or I might decide on a price. I've no idea. I don't even know how much it cost me when I bought it 11 years ago, but it is more or less in brand new condition. Anyway, that's it for today. Please thumb up the video if you liked it, subscribe, click the bell icon, and you'll be notified of all my new uploads. So for me and this Karcher, it's goodbye and thanks for watching.